Yeah, it is very pertinent and necessary at this point. I critically look at one derogatory word that had been used by some of our brethren in Abua. The word Ebela. Ebela simply means uncivilized, uninformed. In a worst case scenario, a foolish person. This is what the Ebela simply means. Who is Ebela in Abua? But before I expose who truly is Ebela in Abua, I want to tell us a story. A certain man in search of greener pasture traveled from a very far distance with 4 of his children and grandchildren. And they got to a land that was flowing with milk and honey, a land he knew was fertile, and he could set up his abode and kingdom in that land. While trying to settle down, there were predators, people who were trying to attack and possibly take over the land. The man trying to protect the land called on his first son and the children of his first son and asked them to go towards the area where he can be easily attacked, where there was entry through the land and also from the sea. The son moved towards that direction, and in trying to protect his father, he set up his own empire and kingdom. There was another aggression from the seaside, and he called on another of his sons and said, please, move towards that way. Go to that end, set up your own security kind of system, so that this place where we found will not be taken away from us. That one moved. While the aggression was becoming much, he called on another of his sons and said, go and join your brother where he is and see to how we can properly protect ourselves. Then the last child was allowed to remain under his father. Many years passed by. Those who went out there were able to build kingdoms and empires for themselves. They were able to put up structures, while the last child stayed with the father and kind of inherited everything that has to do with the father. This story is the simple story of Abua. In the Abua kingdom, Abua had 4 children. Undisputably, the first one was named Emogane, meaning my God. There is no way he would have named a younger one Emogame, his God. And it was Emogame that he sent towards the area that was more dangerous and volatile, that would be easily attacked, where the enemies could come from the land and through the sea. The second son was named Otane, and the third one was named Ikbade. The fourth one that inherited the father's children, what is his name? What is his identity? And today we hear people calling others Ebela. The Emogame, the descendants of Emogame, in love, had tried to contribute to the growth and development of their father's house, which is Abua Central, Ogbobuen, because that is our father's house. Just as the Ogbobuen man cannot come to Emogan to claim rights to anything, the Emogan man has the right, as the God of the land, has the right to step into Ogbobuen and lay claims to anything, because that is our father's house. And the children of Emogame having that mindset of an elder brother had over time tried to develop the Ogbobuen axis. For the first time, the Ogbobuen people knew the true taste of a bread through my uncle, late Chief Wete Pelu. The first time they knew that something like petrol station truly exists was through a son of Emogame, late Enoch Danide. Just yesterday, late Gift Ayerele was the first person who established a supermarket in Ogbobuen. At the time when the children of Emogami were carrying 6 battery and 8 battery radio on their shoulder, moving around, bubbling, and these people who called us Ebela were mocking them, thinking that they were not civilized. At that time, they never knew the fun involved, just as today they are carrying MP3 on their shoulder. At the time when the children of Emogami were already babbling what was later known as galas and all of that, and we are being mocked, those who called us Ebela never knew that such a style exists. After several years, they started babbling, saying the Emogami had always led, and had always led in peace and in love. Now, with these little things I've pointed out, who is uncivilized, who is uninformed? I think it is high time we stop this thing. Now, let me also educate this generation. Whenever the Abua people gather, the greeting is done in accordance to seniority. The elders will always greet, they'll say, Emohan, Otaba, Opejen, Rogbabua, Menak. They start with the senior. You think it is done for fun, or you think our fathers established that form of greeting for fun? It is acknowledgement of seniority. You must start with Emohane, because it was not misplaced for his father to have named him Emohane. Let me say this. It is high time we drop this foolishness of tagging those that have been leading and showing the way as Ebela. Where the Ogbabuan is our father's house. Just as your Tami, Igbade owns their territory and the Emohan owns their territory. Where we call Ogbabuan is our father's, now our papa property. Not all of us get them. Therefore, if I had left my father's house to go and build a house and I come back, you're telling me I wouldn't have a say there? And the next thing, some uninformed, uncivilized people will begin to tag others as Ebela. Who is truly Ebela in Abua? Who is Ebela? Because as far as I know, as the son and representative of Emogami, I know that I'm not Ebela. And I also believe that the children of Igbade and Otami are not Ebela. Because these are the people who try to fight and protect the territory today that is known as Abua. Our fathers did it with their blood. And the little children that we kept under the protective custody of our father's house, where they were just at the center point and were being protected, are the ones that are trying to derogate those who protected them and gave them a shelter. It is high time this nonsense stops. We've reached a stage where we are supposed to preach peace, we are supposed to preach oneness, we are supposed to see to how we can move on together as one indivisible entity. But unfortunately, the real Ebelas, those that are not truly informed, that are not civilized, are the ones trying to create disunity. My mother is from a Malem community. I went to government secondary school Abua. I know that not all persons from the central axis call the Emohan Otabo people Ebela. It has always come from those that are not informed. The lousy and lazy one, the tramps. No civilized man from Ogbabuan will call Emohan Otabo the man Ebela, because they know this truth. Those certain histories has been written to change the narratives. But our fathers were wise and they established the form of greeting that has shown seniority. Emohan, Otaba, Ogbade, Ogbabuan, Memak. The acknowledgement is done according to seniority. Therefore, Emogami, by virtue of being the son of Emogami, and the physical Emogami that can be seen, I today place a command, an order that nobody should dare use that word, Ebela, on anyone again. I am your elder brother, and being the elder brother in Abua, it is my duty to see to how we live in unity, we live in oneness, and live in peace. No one is Ebela. Ebela rightly refers to the one that uses that word against others. Because if you're civilized, if you're informed, he will not call others Ebela. I believe a stroke of a cane is sufficient unto the wise. Stop it. Nobody in Abua is Ebela.